There is no greater power in the universe than the need for freedom. Against that power, governments and tyrants and armies cannot stand. Thus spoke the diplomat Jakar in the TV series Babylon 5, and he's not wrong. For human beings, and perhaps every conscious life found here in the universe, the notion of freedom is a prize sought by all, yet claimed by very few. They search for freedom of harm and of thought, freedom of religion and the freedom to do not. Of course, the biggest of these freedoms will always be the freedom of choice, especially with the ones we choose to love. For Lindsay Wolf, an Orgone-enhanced drifter now turned amateur pirate, the freedom to love another had never been of any problem. That is, until his alien girlfriend met her demise some time ago. Now, desperate and determined, he sets out to Death Valley in the hopes of finding the key to reclaiming that freedom he lost all those years ago, no matter the cost. Meet Lorryjo, aka Lorry Draws, aka Lawrence Rhodes, a UK illustrator, animator, and comic artist currently in their third year of university, which, for all you Americans out there, means it's his final year. Unless, of course, he lives in Scotland, in which case, just disregard what I just said. As someone who thrives using this watercolor painting aesthetic, the comics and illustrations of Lorry come off as these fantastical, vibrant, and dreamlike images that leave me stunned as well as intrigued, especially in the one-shot Death Valley. It has a sort of human vibe to it, not necessarily in terms of subject material or themes or anything like that, but in terms of the color choice. Both these artists know exactly how to make their subjects pop by choosing the right color for the right situation. Death Valley here isn't this dark and drab mess that so many webcomics find themselves in. It's extremely vibrant. The artwork quite literally leaps out of the page with how well the lighting, shadows, and color palette are. Truly a one-of-a-kind style I have yet to see on Webtoon. But I'm sure now you'd like to know, what is Death Valley even about? Our story follows the trek of one Lindsay Wolf, a man enhanced by an Orgone accumulator and driven to Death Valley by a lost love in search of the same stuff his enhancer is named after, Orgone, an illegal substance capable of producing large amounts of energy, power, and still more things yet to be understood. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is Death Valley, and what is this love that has driven our super enhanced protagonist here to such a place? Well, to answer the first question, Death Valley is a desert wasteland of open air, sand, and nothingness as far as the eye can see. Though inhospitable to most, it is extremely rich in the substance Orgone, making it an ideal oasis for pirates of all sorts to come and harvest to their heart's content. Now to some people, like our boy Lindsay here, the Orgone can be used to grant the user superhuman abilities through strong telekinesis. Lindsay can fly with it, he can use it as a sort of compass for locating more of it, and he can even use it to fight if push came to shove, which it most certainly will. As for the love in question, well, the love in this case is Lindsay's now deceased girlfriend. Sort of. Seeing as she's an alien, what remains of her is nothing more than this futuristic, sci-fi looking ball thing that made up the middle of her body. The Orgone can be injected into this ball and, theoretically, can be used to reanimate her. Or at least, that's what Lindsay plans to do, as soon as he gets his hands on more of this very illegal energy source. And that's why he finds himself here, in Death Valley, in search of the Orgone, in search of hope, but most importantly, he's here in search of the cure for the death of his love. And there's nobody on this planet that's gonna stop him. Or at least, that's what he thinks, because after rolling into the valley proper, Lindsay is stopped by the authorities, a seasoned veteran, guarding the entrance to where the pirates harvest Orgone without a license. A lawless land, and one which he plans on keeping well protected. No one, and I mean no one, is to enter this place without the proper paperwork. And so, the two have to fight, Lindsay's clueless facade now slipping to reveal a man hell-bent on a mission. But just as quickly as the telekinetic man can act, so too does our alien cyborg cop, releasing 2 simultaneous shots from his dope-ass finger gun. But with Lindsay's accumulator now activated, he can stop the bullets just in the nick of time, flinging them away right behind him like this. Like I said, the enhancer does come with significant benefits, but it does have its drawbacks as well, causing the user to feel like they're underwater, unable to draw breath. Lindsay may have dodged the shots, but he still has to account for physical attacks done up close, which he didn't, and gets completely laid out by the cyborg cop. With his Orgone accumulator now turned off, the man has been rendered useless, if he had been left alone. As you all may recall, the man is still traveling with a piece of his alien girlfriend, and through some unknown biology, or technology for that matter, the ball glows with bright intensity and shoots out a beam of pure energy, slicing the cyborg's arm clean off and giving Lindsay the chance to make a break for it. The one-shot ends with him jumping back on his bike, securing his girlfriend, and zooming off into the center of Death Valley, hoping, nay, promising that he will bring her back, no matter the cost. Whew, what can I say here, people? Despite only being one chapter long, Lorry has already managed to get me hooked on this thing with so many questions. What the hell even is the girlfriend? How did Lindsay get the Orgone accumulator? What planet is this on? Can he go to other planets? I have so many questions. As with all interesting sci-fi, there was enough explanation through the character's actions to tell you what was going on without giving away too much info. It still has to be a bit of a mystery at the end of the day. Dialogue too was written very well. Comic books of any kind, the bad ones in particular, have this tendency to sound a little cringe or forced when it comes to the dialogue department. But Lorry, on the other hand, he keeps things tight. The characters have believable conversations while also having a sense of cool to everything being said. Almost like a sci-fi western. I really dig it. What I also dug about Death Valley was the artwork itself. God damn, man. The color palette, the lighting, panel layout, and scene designs were absolutely insane and well thought out. Lorry is not fucking around here, people. You can feel the talent behind this comic. You really can. The attention to detail was beyond what you'd see with most amateurs, and the way everything ties together, from the mysterious plot, to character designs and atmosphere, to the dope powers and sci-fi gadgetry, all of it. It was all perfect. Right up my alley. I'm a complete sucker for cool science fiction, and I am beyond excited to see what Lorry has for us in the future. Now, despite Death Valley only being a one-shot, I really do think that if this thing got a little more attention, a little more love and praise, that it would push its creator to make a little more stuff in this universe. As I previously stated, comics take a lot of time to make, and Lorry is currently in university, something that should be prioritized. But if this webcomic can be used to earn a living and accomplish their dreams at the same time, why wouldn't you want to support that? Even if it's not a continuation of the story, I would take anything in this style, to be honest. It's extremely unique. As someone who has supported my channel and left nothing but nice comments, I would like to now show all of you this incredibly talented and incredibly underrated webcomic artist. And as for you, Lorry, if you're listening to this, please, for the love of all that is holy, keep making these webcomics. You're really good at it, dude. It could literally be anything. I'd totally read it. And I don't think I'm the only one either.